Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome back. In today's video, we're gonna do a fun fall look. So it's kind of like a look of the day. So it's gonna be hair, makeup, nails, and I'm gonna share with you the details on my full outfit. So I did my nails first. I actually did them last night because it takes a little bit of time and I gotta do it once, the babies are asleep. So I'm gonna insert some footage of showing you exactly how I do my nails, and then I'll show you how I got this makeup look. And then lastly, I will show you exactly how I did my hair and my outfit details. So let's get started. So for my nails, I'm gonna start just filing them down, just kind of smoothing any ragged edges, just making sure that they are all even. And I'm gonna start with using a base coat. This is by Essence. This is for like gel nail polish. I just find that it helps the polish stay longer. For my nail polish, I'm using the Lights Lacquer in the shade Emerald. It's a very rich jewel toned green, and the finish is a gel-like shine, and it's very long lasting and chip resistant. I really like this line. So I'm doing 2 coats of this polish to make sure it's a very opaque finish. And then to top it off, I am using the Essie Gel Setter. This is my favorite gel top coat. I think it's the best. I've tried other ones, and it just helps give that really nice gel-like appearance and is long lasting. All right, so I am not going to be using a primer today. I've really not been liking using them. It's just an added step, and I just want to get right into foundation. Plus my skin's like very oily lately, and I've been dealing with a ton of breakouts from wearing the masks. I'm sure I'm not alone there. So I am going to be using my L'Oreal Infallible, and this shade 420 is a little bit light for me right now. So I'm gonna mix in a little bit of these custom foundation drops in the shade Honey, and they look like that. So for today's look, I wanna go with like a green and a gold eye to match like the fall theme of my top and of my nails. So I'm just gonna get this nice and blended. All right, I'm gonna add in a little bit of concealer to some trouble areas. This is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium. And I'm just gonna add it to some areas that are giving me trouble. I have some dark spots and some hyperpigmentation. I've been looking for a good drugstore concealer, something different that's not age rewind, something that has full coverage, that is not gonna accentuate fine lines. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know down below. I would love to try something new out. I'm just the type of person that once I find something that works, it's like, why go and try a bunch of new things? Because you always kind of turn out a little bit disappointed. Under my eye, I'm gonna go in with the shade Light Neutral. I'm gonna use the same foundation brush and just blend that in. So I'm gonna put on some of this lip mask. This is by Bite Beauty. It's their Intense Lip Mask. I like to put this on in the beginning of my makeup routine, so then when it's time to do the lips, they're very hydrated and they're not so dry. So for powder, I'm gonna be doing the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation. This is the Illumination one. I might be a glutton for punishment here because my skin has been getting a little bit oily, but I do wanna go for more of a dewy look, and I really like the finish of this, so that is what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use a little taper brush to set under the eyes. And I've just been using like a little concealer and powder to prep my eyes. I find that it works just as well as a normal eye primer, so it's like, why spend the money and do an extra step if you don't have to? I'm just gonna set the rest of my face here. This powder leaves such a pretty finish, and it does give a little bit of coverage, which I really like. For bronzer, I'm gonna be using the Hoola Benefit. This I've been having to go in with a very light hand now that my tan from summer is kind of fading. And yesterday it was beautiful here. I'm in New Jersey, and today it's like freezing. Like you can smell and feel the season change in the air, where it's nice and cool and crisp in the morning, where yesterday it felt like a little bit cooler, but it wasn't like, okay, fall is completely in the air, but today it's like fall is in the air. I'm just gonna make a little W here, bring a little bit more bronzer. For blush, I'm gonna go in with the Becca Songbird. It's a really nice neutral colored blush. And I've been liking bringing the blush like higher up into my cheekbones, just focusing it more like right on top of where I put the bronzer down. And this blush is nice because it has a really pretty sheen to it. And I also like to just kind of dust it all over. It's pairing very nicely with the powder. I'm very happy with how it's looking so far. So for highlight, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Wisp. I've been loving pairing this with the Becca Champagne Pop or really any other like golden powder highlighter. I'm just going to tap it on. See, it just looks so nice, like bronzer, blush, and then a little bit of pop. Do a little bit down the center of my nose. And now I'm going to go in with some of the powder highlighter. Just top it off a little bit down the center of my nose. So for the eyes, I want to go with something like a really pretty emerald and gold, like a really nice fall eye. So I have a few palettes that I'm going to be working with. So I think that I'm going to go in with this color right here from one of the Jaclyn Hill palettes. And then I'm gonna kind of top it with this color and then maybe this color because I'm trying to find like that perfect shade of emerald. And then I also want to use a gold and more of like a neutral color, and then maybe even test out these new e.l.f. eye glitters. I'm gonna probably mix them together and see how that looks. I'm gonna start right here with the shade Potion, and I'm gonna blend that directly into the crease. Kind of go all the way back and forth, and also a little bit above the crease in the outer corner. Just kind of make a little V here and bring it in. Now I've had tons of issues with this eyeshadow palette getting the colors to blend in the past. This is the Jaclyn Hill Dark Magic palette. I think that there's been a lot of complaints on that. So I'm just gonna give it a try and hope that it works, especially like mixing in other shades with it as well. So hopefully it works. And I'm also going to take that same color and I'm gonna blend into the outer half of the lower lash line, which it seems to be much prettier when like you're packing it on like on the lower lash line. See, it's like much more pigmented and not as spotty. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Seems to blend better if you do more of like a packing motion than like a back and forth. But it's still definitely very, very patchy. All right, next I'm gonna focus more on the outer corner and I'm going to mix these two shades, Inside Job right here and the shade Blue Honey in the Kylie palette. Any like turquoisey shade will work. This is just what I have, so I'm just trying to make it work with what I have. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the Inside Job and I'm gonna mix it in with the Blue Honey and hope for the best. And I'm just gonna be focusing that on the outer corner of the lid, this whole section right here, and then under my eye, just like the outer V section. And this is a more precise brush. And I'm just gonna stamp it on there. I do like to take the brush and just kind of wedge it right there. Make sure that the crease shade and this outer lid shade are nice and transitioned. So right now the only part of the eye that is bare is this inner lid section. And I'm gonna go back and buff out like this upper area here. Just make sure it's nice and blended. We're gonna take that deep turquoise color and just go in the outer edge of the lower lash line. So for this portion of the lid now, I am going to go in with this bronzy shade. It is called Meeks here. You can use any bronzy shade that has a little bit of a glow to it. So I'm just swatching it for you so you can get an idea of the shade that I'm going for. And I'm just going to put that on with my finger. And that is just going to be from like the middle of your lid over to the whole intersection of your lid. So to turn things up a notch, I am going to add in these two e.l.f. shades. They're the new lid glitters. I have the shade Dirty Martini and 24 Karat Gold. So I'm going to put on the Dirty Martini shade first and then 24 Karat Gold on top after. Just kind of pray for the best here. focus this more on the middle of the lid. And then do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to go in with the 24 karat gold directly over top. So to finish up this shadow, I'm going to use this shade Hunts right here. It's like a really pretty red. It's right here. And I'm going to put that just directly on the lower lash line, more so in the inner corners. And for a brow bone highlight shade, I'm going to take this first one up top. It is called In Light. The last thing for eyes is mascara. I'm going to do my normal lash routine, which is curling my eyelashes using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Primer. For mascara, I'm going to use the Bambi Eye Mascara by L'Oreal. I think this is good. Not sure if I'd be going out and repurchasing it. There's definitely other drugstore mascaras that I like better, but it's okay, especially by L'Oreal. Like the Telescopic I like better, the Lash Paradise I like better. There's definitely other choices that I like way better than this one. But I think like depending on the kind of lashes you have, like if they're thick, if they point straight down, if they point straight up, if they're curly, I think it just all depends on what kind of lashes you have, and different mascaras are obviously going to work better on different lashes. So for lips, I'm going to use the shade Bear by Kylie Cosmetics. It's a really pretty pinky neutral shade because I want to go with something really neutral on the lips. I don't want anything too bold or too bright, anything that's gonna clash with this eye look. I love the shade of this. I just wish that the liner was retractable. I am just not a fan of pencil liners, and especially these ones in ColourPop. For some reason, they always just like fall out. The MAC ones I don't have too much of an issue with, but just more so the Kylie ones and ColourPop. And I like to use the liner to completely fill in my lips for this shade. And then over top of it, I'm going to go in with a matching satin liquid lip. This is in the shade Bear. This is the Buxom Full On Plumping Gloss in the shade White Russian. I might just put a little bit in the center. So I'm going to go back in with the lash curler. Just gently give my lashes a little squeeze here. Just makes them nice and curly and stick up and separated. Do the same thing on the other side. So you can see like such a big difference. All right, moving on to hair. This should be interesting trying to film. So I'm gonna be doing, it's called a pull-through braid, I think. So what you're gonna wanna do is get a bunch of mini hair ties like this. So for me, I obviously have super dark hair, so the black works fine. If you can find yourself some ouchless ones, even better. And then you're just gonna need one regular size hair tie and some sort of like a clip. I forget what they're called, like the long skinny ones, something that to clip your hair out of the way. I actually don't have that, so I'm just gonna be using like little clips just to clip the hair out of the way. So the first thing you're gonna do is just do like a half up, half down ponytail with just the crown section of your hair. So I'm literally only taking, I'll turn around so you can see as well. But make sure your hair is brushed. So I'm literally only taking like the front portion here and the rest is all out. Now I don't do anything like perfect or like really even out the sections or anything. I should, but I just don't have time. So I am just going to make sure it's nice and smooth. And I'm gonna take my ponytail holder and I'm just going to put this section up in a little ponytail. Now I have really thick hair, so if you have thinner hair, you can totally just use like these little hair ties. That would be perfectly fine. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create one more ponytail. So you're just gonna take this first ponytail and flip it over, just get it out of the way. And I'm gonna do one more ponytail. So I'm just gonna go a little bit under what I just did, Try to make it as even as possible. So again, I have my initial ponytail just folded over. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see. And I'm going to take this second ponytail. I'm just going to tie this section of my hair back. So to start, we only have 2 ponytails. So that's the main thing you need to do, is just create these 2 ponytails. So now that we have our 2 ponytails, I am going to take the first ponytail, split the sections in half, just like this, drop them down, take my second ponytail, flip it up, clip it out of the way. So you would just take like a banana clip or whatever, but I'm just going to take one of these clips since I don't have one of those. Now that we have these 2 sections from our ponytail, what you're going to do is you are going to take those and you're going to combine half of this hair. So you're going to make a third ponytail. You're going to combine like some of the existing hair, just like this. I just want to brush that out. Alright, so you're going to want to unclip this front section and you're going to want to split it in half. Take the ponytail you just created, and so then you have these 2 sections from the last ponytail, and you are going to take those 2 sections and the remaining hair at the nape of your neck, brush them all together, and create one lash. So then you're going to take this section and you're going to just repeat those steps. So in half, take your clip it, and once you get the hang of this, it won't take as long. You just have to get the hang of it. Pull this, take that, and you're just going to keep going until no remaining.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or 2. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever when I can't hold you.
Since we're getting to the end, I'm gonna turn around now since my hair is pretty long. So this will be the last one. And then I will face. Alright, so here's how it looks before you. Okay. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna start at the top and you're just gonna pull, just like this. So picture it like you're putting your hair up in a ponytail and you're like just pulling. So you're just gonna pull gently. So one section at a time. So feel that next rubber band, pull again, and so forth. Feel that next section, pull. Feel the next section, pull. Keep pulling. So you're gonna wanna keep doing that until you get it as large or as small as you want it to. I feel like mine kind of resembles a braided twist right now. Masterpiece hairspray. This step is totally optional. You don't have to do this. And because I'm dealing with some crazy fluff. So I've seen people do like really cute, like in the front, like if you have some side bangs or you want to even do a part in the middle. There's so many different ways that you can do this, and it's just so easy. So if you're not good at French braiding and you want to try something cute, something different, definitely go for this style. I am not good at hair at all, but this I can do. It's super easy once you get the hang of it. You can do it really quick. So before I wrap this video up, I'm going to show you. I picked up at Target, super cute, so comfortable. The jeans are by Madewell. They're like my favorite pair of jeans ever, but they're a little tight for me right now. And then the top I picked up at Target for like $14. And I'll link everything down below in case you're interested. And then my diaper bag is by the brand Freshly Picked, and it's the mini size. The shoes, I find that they do run a little bit big. I'm normally a 7.5. These are 7.5, but I honestly could have went with a 7 and it would have been just fine. And they have like the faux snakeskin detail on the back. I hope that you guys like this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to do more of these like kind of fun fall looks or different kind of look of the days, if that is something that interests you. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
Like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting.